All right, welcome into this episode of the Chiefs Zone Podcast. My name is Farzin Vasugian. It is a Thursday, and it is a big day. The NFL schedule is out. Yes, the NFL schedule is here. We will react to it in just a couple of minutes. Also, some significant news involving Patrick Mahomes' recovery. Probably news that won't surprise you too much, but it is coming from a very reliable source nonetheless. And I think one that Chiefs fans will definitely want to hear if you haven't heard about it already. So we will get into that very shortly. I know you guys are excited. I'm excited. We now know when the Chiefs are going to play, where they're going to play, what time they're going to play, which holidays they will and will not play on. Yes, the Chiefs did avoid a certain significant holiday. They're going to play on one big holiday, but they'll avoid the other holiday. So we'll go over all of that here on this episode of the Chiefs Zone Podcast. Before we go any further, I want to let you know this podcast is brought to you by SeatGeek. You guys now know the Chiefs schedule. You know where they will play, when they'll play. And if you want to catch any of the action, all you've got to do is visit my friends over at SeatGeek. Look up the Chiefs schedule. Maybe you want to catch a Royals baseball game before then. College football will be right around the corner as well. You guys want to catch any of the action, go check out my friends over at SeatGeek. And if you're a new customer, use my promo code FARZIN. That'll save you $20 off your first purchase from SeatGeek. All right. I see some energy on Facebook, on YouTube, on TikTok. I see you guys. A lot of people are excited. Let's get right into it. I know not everyone will be able to see the video version of this, so I'll explain it as I go along here. Yeah, that is that looks very good on your guys' end. So here we go. We already know week 1, Monday Night Football against the Broncos at Arrowhead to open up the season, so I'm not going to go over that too much, but we are going to go back to it, and here's why. Because as you see on your screen right there, week 2, Chiefs are staying at Arrowhead. And not just that, it is a primetime game against the Indianapolis Colts. So they're opening up week 1, Monday Night Football, and 6 nights later, they're playing on Sunday Night Football. What does that tell all of you guys? If you haven't caught on already, the NFL is basically saying, we 100% expect Patrick Mahomes to play at the start of the season. And we'll get into Patrick Mahomes a little bit later on because, like I said, there is some news regarding his recovery and the progress he's making. But the NFL is not scheduling these games. They're not scheduling for Bo Nix versus Justin Fields. They're not scheduling for Daniel Jones versus Justin Fields. No disrespect to Justin Fields, and I'm glad he's on the team. I think he is a good backup just in case he is needed. And the Chiefs are prepping Justin Fields in case he is needed for these first few games. But the NFL putting the Broncos and the Colts visiting Arrowhead on primetime for the first 2 games? Yeah, the NFL is telling you they are expecting Patrick Mahomes to play the first couple of weeks. All right. And then let's see. Week 3, that will be their first road game of the season. They will be visiting the Miami Dolphins. That will be a noon kickoff game. And we know there are not a lot of noon kickoff games in Kansas City these days. So not that this one is in Kansas City, but you get the idea. So a noon kickoff game. It'll be 1 p.m. Eastern time. A lot of you guys were asking me when the Miami game is. So I guess there seems to be this. I guess a lot of people want to go to the Miami game this year. For those who are commenting, which away game do you guys want to see the most in person? Because to me today, it felt like the Miami game was the one that seemed to drive a lot of interest. So I'm curious to know which game a lot of people are interested in wanting to see on the road this year. Then in week 4, back-to-back road games, the Chiefs will be visiting the Las Vegas Raiders, where Patrick Mahomes is undefeated. He is 6-0 at Allegiant Stadium. Then this is one that I see you guys in the comments. A lot of people are reacting to this. The Chiefs have a bye week in week 5. Not the most ideal time to have a bye week. Let me put it like this. Is this ideal? No, far from ideal. They had a bye week in week 6 2 years ago. When was the bye week last year? I do not. Whoops, that is not what I meant to do. Chiefs 2025 schedule. When was the bye week last year? I, for the life of me, do not remember. It was week 10. It was right after week 10. That's right. It was Buffalo, and then they got ready for Denver. So, yeah, it is much different this year. Look, the Chiefs don't get an early bye week often. It's going to happen every now and then. Okay, someone's got to have the bye week early. I remember when the bye week, they had a very early. Remember 2006, the year Trent Green had the concussion. Damon Heward filled in for about half a season. Larry Johnson, 1,700 rushing yards that year and broke the single season record for carries. The Chiefs started 0-2 and had the bye week in week 3. I don't think they do bye weeks in week 3 anymore. I think the soonest is week 5, but I don't have everyone's schedule in front of me right now. I only know the Chiefs. So, look, it's going to happen. Some years you'll get an early bye week. Some years you'll get a very late bye week. And those late bye weeks can be pretty beneficial, especially down the stretch. So it just happens to be early this year for the Kansas City Chiefs. Look, that 2006 team I mentioned that had a bye week in week 3, they made the playoffs. If that Chiefs team can make the playoffs, this Chiefs team sure as hell can not just make the playoffs, but do even better. So you don't have to like it. You don't have to agree with it. It's not ideal. I'm not trying to convince anyone that it's ideal. What I'm trying to convince you is that this is not the end of the world. Let's chill out a little bit here. Coming off of bye week, the Chiefs are going to get ready for the LA Chargers. They're going to be coming into town in week 6 on October the 18th. Every game so far is a Sunday game except for week 1. That is a Monday game. All right, let's go to week 7. The Chiefs are going to go on the road to Seattle. No shocker here. This one is a Sunday night football game. The reigning Super Bowl champions will be playing host to the Kansas City Chiefs, who have the reigning Super Bowl MVP. We have never, how many times have we seen the reigning Super Bowl MVP return to his old team the following year? I don't think we've gotten that narrative often. We have not seen that storyline before. And then a week later, the Chiefs, they will wrap up their season series with the Broncos on November the 1st. By the way, fun little tidbit about the Broncos. They have not played in week 1 since 2004. And the last time they played the Broncos in September was the Jamal Charles fumble game in week 2, Thursday Night Football. And this year, the two teams, they're going to be playing each other fairly early, one in September and then one on the very first day of November. So that just worked out very differently this year. Then in week 9, the Chiefs will have another 12 o'clock kickoff game. Again, not very many of those. This one's at Arrowhead against the New York Jets. Excluding all the primetime games, which is Monday Night Football week 1, Sunday Night Football week 2, and Sunday Night Football week 7. Every game so far is on CBS, by the way. Then week 10, another 12 o'clock game. This one's going to be on the road against the Atlanta Falcons. Then the Chiefs return to Arrowhead week 11 for 3 straight 12 o'clock games. We have not. When was the last time we have seen that for the Chiefs? That's been a while. The Cardinals will come to Arrowhead Stadium, and then the Chiefs have a very quick turnaround. They're going to play on Thanksgiving for the second year in a row. This time it's going to be Thanksgiving night against the Buffalo Bills. That will be on NBC. That one's going to shatter ratings. Chiefs Cowboys did big numbers last year. I'm sure Eagles Cowboys on Thanksgiving this year will do bigger numbers, and I would even argue that Chiefs and Bills would do bigger numbers. I'm expecting a record-breaking. By the way, the Thanksgiving slate of games, which includes Thanksgiving Eve. No, Thanksgiving Eve is not really a thing, but the NFL is trying to make it a thing. So Thanksgiving Eve, it's going to be the Packers visiting the Rams. Then on Thanksgiving Day, it's the Bears at the Lions, the Eagles at the Cowboys, and then the Chiefs at the Bills. And on Black Friday, you have the Broncos at the Steelers. Boy, those 5 games are fire. I mean, this is, if you're one of those people who don't work on Thanksgiving week, not working that holiday week, and you're a football fanatic like I am, boy, that is the perfect do nothing for 3 days from Wednesday night all the way to Friday afternoon and just watch football with the family. That's how I'm spending it, man. Those 5 games are going to absolutely be fire. So I'm looking forward to those 5 games on Thanksgiving week. All right, we move on to the month of December. The Chiefs have back-to-back Thursday games, so it's going to be like a regular week for the Chiefs. The crazy part is the Chiefs are going to go play the Buffalo Bills, and then a week later go all the way from the East Coast to the West Coast. I mean, they'll obviously come back home and prep for the game, but they'll immediately go all the way out to the West Coast and play the LA Rams at SoFi Stadium. This is going to be a Thursday night football game on Prime. So, yeah, I know we've talked about this recently, but you are going to need Prime unless you live in the Kansas City or LA areas. Then in this is, by the way, the gauntlet of the schedule here. You have the Bills on a short week after the Cardinals. Then you have the Rams also on the road. Your third straight road game. It's going to be Chiefs, Bengals. And this is one of those rare 2 AFC teams playing on Fox. Oh boy, CBS does not get the Bills, Chiefs, nor Bengals, Chiefs. Oh, that's a surprise. And that it's on Fox. So it is a given that Kevin Burkhardt and Tom Brady are going to be on the call for this one. They're not going to get the Seahawks Chiefs game. So they'll definitely be on the call for Chiefs Bengals 1,000%. And this one's going to be in Cincinnati. That will wrap up a 3-game trip here. Boy, this is a gauntlet. And by the way, it's not over yet, the gauntlet that is, because the Chiefs then come back home and they will play the Patriots on Monday Night Football. Now, here's the good news, and I don't want to downplay any opponent here because I know the team will never go about it that way. But let's be honest, you do have the Cardinals. That is a 12 o'clock game, and you get it out of the way by Sunday mid-afternoon, and then you get ready to play the Bills on a very short week. Then you have another tough opponent in the Rams, also on the road, but at least that's a 7-day normal prep week there. But after the Rams, you get ready for another tough team in the Bengals. That will be a 10-day prep week for you. So that's the good news there. And then you get ready to come back home with an extra day to prepare for the New England Patriots. So if you're going to get that 4-game gauntlet right there, I mean, at least, and by the way, it kind of gets a little tougher because you got the 49ers right after that, but at least you got an extra day for the Patriots, and then you get ready for the 49ers at home. It'll be a short week, but at least it is at home. So that's a good news there. By the way, one other note, the NFL did try to schedule Chiefs Patriots on Monday Night Football a couple of years ago, but the Patriots were so bad that they flexed out of it. So this is the NFL trying to make up for that now that the Patriots are a much better football team, or at least that's the hope this year, because I think one popular opinion out there is that the Patriots are going to regress. No, not because of Mike Vrabel. The predictions were out there well before the Vrabel-Rossini thing. But the thought is that the Patriots are going to take a step back. Hopefully not, because hopefully that game can stay on primetime. Because I don't think it's fair for a game to be flexed a whole day before, more than 24 hours before. That I don't like. So hopefully that stays where it is on Monday Night Football. Like I said, then in Week 16, you've got the San Francisco 49ers coming into Kansas City. So I would imagine that's a Tony Romo, Jim Nantz game. It's got to be. Then this is very interesting. You do see this on some NFL schedules, but the Chiefs will play the Chargers at SoFi Stadium. This will be the second time this year the Chiefs visit SoFi Stadium. That is going to be in week 17, but we do not know the date or the time of that game. So that is right now TBD. And obviously, every single NFL team, their week 18 game is TBD. For the Chiefs, they are at home against the Raiders. If there's any way you can win the division, you get to end the regular season at home, and you can start the postseason at home. If you're really good and you turn the tables around this year completely, you can get that number one seed, and that'll really give the players a much needed break, especially when you look at that 5-week gauntlet of the Bills, the Rams, the Bengals. I should really say a 4.5-week gauntlet. The Bengals, the Patriots, and the 49ers. I mean, 5 teams that are all playoff caliber teams. Now, realistically, will all of them make it? Maybe not. But boy, that's a tough 5-week stretch nonetheless. And then, of course, you got the Chargers who, listen, I know everyone's got their opinions about the Chargers. I think the Chargers are a good football team if they have a healthy offensive line. I know not a lot of you guys agree with me on that, but I think we got to give Justin Herbert some credit because, boy, he made a lot of things happen this year without a good offensive line. So I think the Chargers can make some things happen this year. I know not everyone likes to hear that, but if we're being honest, that could be the case. And then, of course, the Chiefs end the season against the Raiders. The Chiefs do play the Raiders in week 4, like I mentioned earlier in the year. There's a lot of speculation that Fernando Mendoza might not play in that week 4 game when the Chiefs visit the Raiders. Who knows how the Mendoza thing's going to fall into place? I mean, Kirk Cousins is there, so that will make it interesting. My guess is Mendoza's got to play that week 4 game. I would imagine you got to start fairly early. You're the number 1 overall selection. It'd be insane not to. And by week 18, I mean, he has to be fully into the Raiders offense by then. So that right there is your Kansas City Chiefs schedule from September the 14th all the way to a date we do not know yet in the second week of January. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. But that is your schedule this year. How do you guys feel about this? Goldie says that 3-game road stretch. Yeah, that's going to be tough. That is going to be tough for sure. Cal says you never know. We could clinch at that point. I'm not banking on it, but no, Troy, the Chiefs are on the road for Thanksgiving. Robert says I ain't hating it. At least we don't have an international game. So the Chiefs, yes, that is correct. The Chiefs do not have an international game this year. They also are not playing on Christmas night. They're playing on Monday night, December the 21st. So that would essentially rule them from playing a Christmas Day game, being it's 4 days prior, and it's also a night game on the 21st. But they are going to play on Sunday later in the afternoon on the 27th. So they did avoid the both Christmas Eve and Christmas Day craziness this year. You only have Thanksgiving. There's no Halloween game this year. Halloween falls on a Saturday. So not that the NFL ever does anything on Halloween anyway. But regardless, the Chiefs, the only holiday they're playing on this year is Thanksgiving. Let me quickly see, when is New Year's Eve? That is on a Friday. Yeah, I don't think the NFL is doing anything on a Friday this year on New Year's. They could, but I would doubt that. They do start Saturday games fairly early this year. I love the Saturday NFL slate of games. For me personally, Saturday is my favorite day of the week. And having football, NFL football specifically on, that's exciting. I like that. So I'm hoping selfishly that the Chargers game in week 17 in SoFi is going to be a Saturday game, but we'll see how that goes. So we'll have to wait and see for that one. Let's see more reactions to this. Did you see we play Seattle in the? Okay, I do not know the preseason schedule. Let me get that one up. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think the Chiefs have 2 preseason games at home this year. Do they not? Okay, here we go. Preseason schedule. Oh, this is interesting. So the Chiefs are playing the Rams on Saturday, August 15th at 3 p.m. The Chiefs play the Rams. Then they visit the Bucks on another Saturday, August the 22nd. That's going to be at night, 7:30. Then they come back home for the preseason finale Friday, August the 28th against Seattle. So the Chiefs play the Rams and the Seahawks in the preseason and in the regular season. That is interesting. I'm trying to think, when was the last time the Chiefs played a team in the preseason and the regular season? You guys got to help me out on this one. Obviously, we're not bringing up the postseason because that one, I mean, you just never know sometimes. That one's obviously never scheduled from the start. But the last time the Chiefs played the same team in the preseason and regular season, the earliest I can recall would be 2003 when they played the Packers in the Hall of Fame game, and that one rained out in Canton. That is the earliest, the most recent I can remember the Chiefs having repeat opponents. Does anyone else? Can anyone else think of another date? I can't think of that. The call-in link is not working. That's always lovely. I don't know what's been going on. The last couple times we tried that, especially on draft night, that was a disaster. Let me see if we can make it better this time around. Majority of you guys are on Facebook, so there, I just commented again. So hopefully that'll work. If not, we'll see. My family and I just bought week 2 tickets for the Colts game. There you go. Yeah, tickets are up right now. I thought tickets are, well, I guess there are season ticket holders, who are reselling. I guess those are out there. Let's check out our friends over at SeatGeek and see if any Chiefs games are available right now. It would only be resellers, I would imagine. Let's just see Kansas City Chiefs. And again, if you're an SeatGeek customer, use my promo code FARZINE. Yep, tickets are already on the market. Denver game starts from $224. That's not bad. Oh, the cheapest ticket right now for the Colts game is $185. That ain't bad at all. That's really good. Dang, I'm actually surprised by that. I'm quite surprised by that. Thought it would be way more. I'm actually very curious about something else here. Give me one moment. Let me see something here. Oh, I mean, the preseason, there are only like 100 tickets. I mean, that one is barely on the market. Obviously, tomorrow it'll be crazier. Let me see the Seattle game. Yeah, not a lot of tickets on sale for that one. And then the Broncos game. Yeah, I mean, you got tickets all over the stadium ready already on SeatGeek. And again, these are resellers on SeatGeek. So, yeah, people are going to be... it is not easy to sell a ticket. You think it is, but it's really not. Let me zoom in a little bit here. If you want to sit front row behind the Chiefs bench, there are no front row seats. If you want to sit third row, one individual ticket will cost you $1,868. Fun little fact, I just paid $96 for gas today. That was, listen, I work from home a lot, so I don't get, I'm not buying gas that often. So that was my first time ever since the nice little uptick in their prices there. But what are you going to do about it? Better get tickets before they sell it. No, there are always going to be tickets available. You can always get tickets even moments before a game. Even for like the biggest game of the year, you'll find some tickets. Now, those international games, I hear those sell out pretty fast. And the resale, now people will again resell them and whatnot. But yeah, that they are gonna try to resell them for a premium. That is what some people do. I know on some ticket websites, they'll say if you make a certain amount, you got to fill out all these tax forms and whatnot, because that's what some people do. They just buy tickets and try to resell them in hopes that they sell it for a much bigger price. If you want to sit front row for the Colts game, there's a ticket for $3,500. Boy, that you better get Patrick Mahomes to sign you a football while he's either coming on the field or leaving the field. Damn, $3,500 to sit front row, and you know someone's gonna get it because they can afford it. But damn, yeah, ticket prices are out there on SeatGeek, and I know the official sale for all the tickets, at least for the Chiefs, will be tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central Time. So have fun with that. All right. Yeah, I think we just about covered it. We went over the schedule. I do want to get into the Adam Schefter news that he shared on ESPN's Get Up this morning. He mentioned that the people he has spoke to from the Chiefs, that Patrick Mahomes is, quote, way ahead of schedule. And he did mention that the Chiefs are going to be playing on Monday Night Football. He didn't mention the Week 2 game because at the time, nobody knew what the Week 2 game was going to be. But now, I mean, it's just even more telling that the NFL is expecting Mahomes to be ready for the season, given that they're giving the Chiefs 2 primetime games to open up the season. And then he adds, the feeling right now within the organization is that he is tracking to be ready for that Monday Night Football game against Bo Nix, who is also coming off his own surgery on his ankle, and the preparing for the Denver Broncos in Kansas City. So that was the news from Adam Schefter this morning. And I know it was quickly overshadowed with all of these schedule leaks that came out throughout the day, but man, they're saying he's ahead of schedule, and I believe it. I'm not going to doubt that. I still have I'm cautiously optimistic. Let me put it that way. I am cautiously optimistic about Patrick Mahomes' return. Do I think he'll take part in OTAs like the 11-on-11 stuff? I would be shocked. I guess at this point, I can't rule that out, but I would be surprised. Do I think he's going to take part in like individual drills? Yes. That I do expect. And training camp, I think he'll be involved in individual drills as well as the offense-only portion of practice, but I don't think he's going to take part in the 7-on-7 and the 11-on-11 part of practice. That would be a surprise to me. I'd like for him to have one preseason game. If he can go, that is. Because you got to get somewhat of a feel with your pass catchers, even if it's got to be just for one drive. Even if that drive is just, 4 plays, 5 plays, whatever. Just throw the football around to Thornton, to Kelsey, Rice, whoever, work with Kenneth Walker, because it's much different in practice than it is in an actual game. And I'm not saying Mahomes completely forgot how to play football, not at all. But there's a reason why they have preseason games. Jim is asking, how soon do you think Nussmeier will get into the rotation, if any? I don't think it's going to be this year. In fact, the report came out today, and not that this was a surprise, that he is expected to redshirt this year, so probably going to end up being placed on IR. Because you can't put him on the practice squad. If you put him on the practice squad, he is 100% getting poached. He's not going to survive the waiver wire. I think Chris Oladokun is still your practice squad quarterback. Chris Oladokun is good practice squad quarterback. He does a good job prepping the defense each week. But on game day, just a different guy. And that's okay. I mean, he got his chance last year. I know maybe not the most ideal conditions, with a lot of people already ruled out for the season at the time he took over, but listen, he gave it a shot, just didn't work out. So we'll see. Other top AFC teams are getting early bye weeks as well. Buffalo and Cincinnati both get early bye weeks. At least it isn't just the Chiefs. Well, there you go. I mean, listen, it's not just one team that gets the bye week early. In fact, let me just pull up the schedule on ESPN, because that should be on there now. Yep, there it is. Obviously, no bye weeks in week 1, nor in week 2. Week 3, there used to be bye weeks in week 3, not the case anymore. In week 4, no bye weeks in week 4. So the very first bye week will be in week 5. Oh, wait a minute. This doesn't even show the bye weeks. That's not ideal. That's not what I wanted. Okay. Hold up. Let me see if there's another website that shows the bye weeks, because that was not ideal. Let's see. Week 4, does it show any teams on a bye? It does not. What about week 5? We know for sure the Chiefs are on a bye then. There we go. NFL.com does show it. Okay, so Carolina and Kansas City, those are the first 2 teams with a bye this season in week 5. In week 6, it's going to be Cincinnati, Detroit, Miami, Minnesota. In week 7, it's going to be Buffalo, Jacksonville, LA Chargers, that is, and Washington. And then in week 8, Houston, New Orleans, the Giants, and the 49ers. So, yeah, you've got some teams that are they're going to be getting a bye week early. Yeah, as you mentioned, some really good teams. So, no, it's not just Kansas City. So, yeah, that does that make some of you guys feel better? I don't know. But like I said, if the Chiefs can reach the playoffs back in 2006, when Trent Green missed half the season because of a concussion and didn't do well when he came back after an 0-2 start, this Chiefs team sure as hell can overcome a week 5 bye week. 100%. Are they going to give teams a couple of bye weeks since it's an 18-game schedule? You mean when they do an 18-game schedule? I mean, that's what Joe Burrow proposed when he was on Barstool Sports. And I'm sure the NFL loved that idea, because what was his proposal? That the Super Bowl falls on the day before President's Day. And that's, a lot of people are off on that day. So that would make sense. And the NFL is saying, hey, look, one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL said this. So, yeah, we're going to consider it. Now, does every NFL player agree with it? I think some are going to push back and say, hey, look, we're already playing a long enough season. You want an 18-game schedule and 2 bye weeks inserted in there? Yeah, that would be interesting. Now, I think as a fan, are you going to complain about a longer football season? I'm not. But the players, they're the ones that are going to go through the actual grind. So I'd be curious to know how they would go about that. After a knee injury, I worry about Mahomes pivoting or weight transferring early on. If he's going to be week 1, he better be 100%. Yeah, that's my thought too. If it's up to Mahomes, he'll play at 70%. You know that. That's why you have a coaching staff. That's why you have a training staff to hold him back, because he might not hold himself back. Wonder if they'd have Fields be used in a tush-push situation. Yeah, that'd be an interesting schedule. I just went and looked at the Bill schedule. I'll take our schedule instead. Bill's schedule is rough. Let me look that one up since you mentioned it. I'm always interested when people, because again, I have not looked at any of the other schedules. Let's see. They start at Houston, and then they have 3 home games against Detroit, the Chargers, and the Patriots. It's not, those are tough teams, but at home. Okay, at least they're at home. And then you got the Rams on the road. Then you got you're going to visit LA on a Monday night, and then the following week on 6 days, you're going to visit the Raiders, Vegas. I mean, the Raiders, no one's afraid of the Raiders, but back-to-back games going from Buffalo all the way out to the West Coast. All right. Then they got a bye week. They got Baltimore, at Minnesota, at the Jets. Then they are at home against the Vikings and the Chiefs. Their December and January schedule is brutal. Patriots, Packers, Bears, Broncos. And then in January, they have the Dolphins and the Jets. That kind of helps them. But yeah, that is a tough little 5-game deal there. Yeah, the Chiefs are not the only team with a rough 5-game stretch. So yeah, they've got a couple of tough games there. I mean, listen, when you're a good football team, you should never have to worry about a difficult schedule. Here's my thing. Remember 2 years ago in 2024 when the Chiefs had all these one possession wins and they had a bunch of players injured? Kareem Hunt joined the team during like week 3 or week 4, whenever that was. The Chiefs won 15 games that year. They only lost one game. You can't really count that actual Broncos game. Like, the Chiefs didn't even give a damn about that game. The starters barely played in that one. I think there were only 2 starters that played the entire game. So they really only lost one game that regular season. They went 15-1 before putting in all the backups for that last game. They clinched the number 1 seed with a week to spare, is what I'm trying to get at. And by the way, they did it on Christmas Day to wrap up, remember, those 3 games in 11 days? Every Chiefs fan was freaking out over that. The Chiefs ended up winning 3 games in 11 days. At that exact point, the Raiders only had 3 wins for the season. The Chiefs won 3 in 11 days. So listen, if the Chiefs can overcome the 3-game stretch that they had in 11 days a couple of years ago, they'll be just fine. Let me go back to the schedule here, because I did want to point something out here. Let me pull that up on your guys' end here so you guys can see this before I sign off here. Because look at this. So how many home games do you have before Thanksgiving? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 5 games at home. Let's say you can win 4 of the 5. And of the road games, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say you win 3 of those 5 road games. Let me just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There you. So you have 10 games before Thanksgiving. If you can win 4 home games and 3 road games, that puts you at 7 wins going into Thanksgiving. Now, let me look something up. What was the Chiefs' record going into Thanksgiving last year? I mean, they only won 6 games, so it wasn't 7. We know that. I think it might have been 5. No, it was 6. Because after Thanksgiving, or from Thanksgiving on, they didn't win a single game. So the Sunday before Thanksgiving was Kansas City's most recent win against Indianapolis in overtime. They were 6-5 at that time. Now, if you can be at 7-3 going into Thanksgiving, I'll feel pretty damn good. 7-3 would be pretty good, because then when you have that rough 5-game stretch with the Bills on the road, Rams on the road, Bengals on the road, and then the Pats and 49ers at home, if you can win 3 of those 5, that puts you at 10 wins. Then you just need to win 1 more, and you've got 11 wins. Now, I know 11 wins does not guarantee you a entry into the playoffs, but the rate has to be astronomically high for that. Now, I'll show you my win-loss prediction a little later on, because right now I'm just reacting to the games and when they're happening. But I think 11 or 12 wins is realistic with this Chiefs team. I would bet on that right now on DraftKings. So I think, if you're the Chiefs, find a way to get to 7 wins going into Thanksgiving. If you can get at least 7 wins, which would mean winning at least 4 home games, 4 of the 5 home games, and then winning at least 3 of the 5 road games, that puts you in a fairly good position. Like, if you can get 7 or 8 wins, that's a good spot to be in. It's a very good spot to be in. If Kansas City has a 7-3 record going into Thanksgiving, I'll feel pretty good about their season. So let's remember that. That'll be my requirement, my ask of the Chiefs is to be 7-3 by Thanksgiving. I think that's reasonable. Farzine, are you going to go to any games this year? I actually wanted to visit SoFi Stadium, but not knowing when the Week 16 game is, that's kind of dumb. So I don't really know about that one. I did go to the Raiders game last year, not knowing when they'd play, but I also, made sure my stay in Vegas was because all the Week 18 games are Saturday and Friday. But with that, the Chargers game on the road, with that being New Year's, I don't know. New Year's weekend, that is. That I don't know. They play the Raiders on the road early this year. I'd be intrigued to go to that. It feels like a lot of people you guys want to go to the Miami game. Yeah, Atlanta. I would love to visit Atlanta Stadium. It's an indoor stadium. I've heard nice things about that stadium. I mentioned this, I think last podcast. I would love to visit Mercedes-Benz, the Minnesota Vikings Stadium. Hold on. Let me make sure. Which one is Mercedes-Benz? Is that? No, I'm sorry. I meant US Bank Stadium. That is the Viking Stadium. Is US Bank. Mercedes-Benz is the Falcon Stadium. Now, I would love to visit both, but the US Bank Stadium, that one I really would love to visit. I just want to see the Skull Chant in person once. Just once. I can see us winning the first 4 games and maybe 5 wins in a row. If you can go 4-0 going into the bye week, that's great. Listen, we can't control the fact that the bye week is early this year. So you just got to hope that the Chiefs can get off to a hot start, because then they can go into the bye week, figure out whatever they've got to figure out during that early part of the season, after the first quarter of the year, essentially, and then come out strong the rest of the season. Because at least with that 5-game stretch, yes, it's a short week against Buffalo, but then you've got the Rams on a normal prep week, basically. Then you've got 10 days for the Bengals, and then an extra day to get ready for the Patriots. And then the 49ers game, yes, it's a short week off a Monday night game, but at least you're staying at home. You're not going anywhere. You play the Patriots at home, and then you get ready for the 49ers also at home on a short week. So this 5-week stretch here is not as bad as it looks. And yes, I am looking at it more optimistically, glass half full kind of guy right now. That's just how I feel about it. I was hoping for a Houston game. Nope, not again this year. Yeah, we already knew the opponents beforehand, though. Jordan said, because the first 4 look simple to me, but that's my opinion. Again, I think with the roster you have, especially on the defense, a lot of young guys, and I think with the improvements on the coaching, let me just say this. We got to cut the defense some slack last year, because whenever your offense does not return the favor and can't stay on the field for too long, and they make the defense come back out to the field right away, dude, the Chiefs defense really did hold their own. They did. And I think if the offense can not have so many short-lived drives, dude, that defense will be well rested and they'll do even better. A good offense helps a good defense and vice versa. 100%. So I'd like to see that this year. If that Chiefs offense, with the improvements on the coaching staff and adding Kenneth Walker, if they can prevent 3 and outs, that's going to go a really long ways for your defense. It absolutely will. Hold on. I have to see this. So the NFL said they're not going to investigate or punish any team that chooses to make fun of the Patriots for the whole Diana Rossini thing. Hold on, I'm looking this up. I got to see Chargers schedule because the Chargers always have like the money schedule. Should we really make our schedule in Halo? Oh, okay, dude. Whoever runs the Chargers schedule release, they always do a good job. Last year, I think they did the whole anime thing. Now they're doing it on Halo. I cannot put this on screen, by the way. I apologize. That would be. Oh, okay. I like it. Visiting the Cardinals in week 1 in the desert. Okay. I have not played Halo in forever. I think I only played the very first Halo. Mongoose Marv. I like it. They're showing the Raiders. They're showing the Master Chief in Black. Raider Nation meet and greet. Heis Mendoza is the username. Brady Vision. Okay, this is good. This is real good. Yeah, there's music on there. We can't be having that. I just want to see the Patriots one. Oh, this is a 6-minute video. I don't know if we can. I just want to see the Patriots part. Is there? Oh, hold on. They made fun of Donna Kelsey in the Halo video. Donna Kelsey modest home Reno. Oh, a Chiefsaholic charm. Okay, I like that. Oh, they fired a shot at the Rashi Rice Free 4 t-shirts. Oh, and they also have the zebra, the referee armor. Oh, okay. All right. Shots fired. Hold on. I got to get a screen cap of this. Hold on. I can show. I can just show a screenshot. Can I not? Bear with me here. I want you guys to see this. Oh, they absolutely fired a shot. Look at that. The Donna Kelsey bundle, the free 4 shirts, the Chiefsaholic charm. Last year or the year before, they definitely let their thoughts be known on Harrison Butker. Hold on, let me see if Chargers anything with the Vrabel I can find. Okay, against the Patriots. Here it is. They put a cupcake. They're on ATVs. Regular season, wild card round. Nothing to see here. Press X. Didn't you get whooped by the Patriots in the playoffs? That's kind of a. I thought they made a reference to Diana Rossini. No, unless the cupcake thing is that supposed to be her? I don't know, but I guess that was the shot to Diana Rossini and Mike Vrabel, I guess. But this is their Chiefs little dig here. I like it. All right, we're gonna go ahead and sign off here. That'll do it for this episode of the Chiefs Zone Podcast. My name is Farzin Vousoughian. This will be the last podcast for a couple of weeks. It is going to be my birthday next week, and then right after that is Memorial Day, and I always relax. I unwind. No live streams, no nothing from me for the last couple of weeks in May. It's my favorite time of the year. Just love to relax. I'm actually going to be in New York City for the first time ever. I've been wanting to go for a very long time. So I am very much looking forward to it. So I will be in New York. There will still be content and what not all of that stuff, but there will not be any live streams. Now, if there is something completely bonkers that hits the news wire, then I'll chime in with a quick live stream. But don't expect like a full-on podcast or anything like that. Oh, thank you for all the birthday wishes. You guys are awesome. All right, guys, that'll do it. My name is Farzin Vousoughian. If you missed any part of this podcast, it'll be archived shortly. If you liked it, please give it a like, share, let a friend know about the podcast. Until then, I will talk to you all in a couple of weeks. Peace out. Take care.